And a very good afternoon, and welcome back to match number 3 for the day. This is, of course, between the Rising Stars and the Men in Blue. The Rising Stars have won the toss and elected to bat first. They had a previous game right before this as well. A little bit more rest for the Men in Blue, but that won't matter. It's 10 overs and it's all in, all four. So we get underway. The first ball of the innings and good contact there. It's the power play and that rushes for 4 runs. So a good start there for the Rising Stars. This is what they needed. Love Singh is the bowler, given the responsibility of the first over. Remember, 10 overs only. This is the JCL T10 league. And we're on day one. We're on day one, match number 3. And we have Toha and Kayesh Khan. Kayesh Khan, who was the high scorer for his team in the previous game. And when the power play, remember the first 3 overs are going to be your power play overs. Here comes Love Singh once again, this time trying to find the same gap in the same area. It's going to fetch him another 4 runs. Really well hit. So back-to-back 4s there. That's how you want to start. That's really, really well done. Now, once again, in the attack now, Love Singh. Good defense there. Played it towards the leg side this time. Better bowling as well. So, a single. Much better from the bowler this side. But it's good to see Khan elevated to the opening status here. He seems to have the confidence, doing good as an opener. 9 runs off the first 3 balls, of course, and now going on from the other side. Toha now. Facing off, just nicks it slightly. Is it going to run into the gap? Yes, it is. Is the outfield fast enough? That's the question. I think he's going to stop it. No, just misses it in the end, and that's going to get them 4 more runs. Love Singh not happy with that because that's 13 runs in the over already. Yes, it's the power play, but we've seen better starts from bowlers today, especially in the first over. So he'll want to switch something up because he has 2 more balls to go. 2 more balls to go, and well, what can he change? What can he switch around? In the attack now. This time, a little bit better. I think there was an appeal for a wide there. Heard something, but not a wide, just inside the line. That was better from him. Really good. 3 fours in the over so far. 13 runs so far. Toana going to face the final delivery of the first over. 13 for no loss so far. And well, just gets a nick off it. And it's towards the fielders there. But I think just nothing doing, not too much there. And that brings the over to an end. No run there. It's a good recovery in the end from Singh. No runs in the last 2 balls, 2 dot balls, and that's 13 for no loss at the end of over number 1. Now, once again, Mahesh, really good start to the over. Once again, now a good delivery. You have, of course, the captain, Sunny Rahman, coming out this time. Couldn't really deliver the goods in the previous match, and now this time I'm sure he'd want to repay the faith of his team. Once again, now in the attack. Gets something on it, places it towards the gap on the leg side. I think they're going to get one, maybe even come back for two if they can run quick enough. But not this time, not in this sweltering heat here. Not the most comfortable the weather here right now. Mahesh now really shaping up to be a good over. Final ball here, and he's got good contact on that Toha. Where is it gonna go? It's in the gap, and one bounce that goes for 4 runs. So dot ball, wicket, dot dot in the first 4 balls, then a single and four. Still not the highest scoring over. A good over for Mahesh, but that four in the end just making it a little bit okay for the Rising Stars, taking up to 18 for one at the end of 2 overs, maintaining a strike rate of maintaining an average, a run rate of about 10 in over. He's going to get them in a good position. Now, once again, Vishal Patel now in the attack. Now, coming on to the attack. Remember, really good in the first match. Vishal Patel got some good runs and bowled really well as well. This time, he will be a crucial factor, I'm sure. And well, now there's an appeal. He's got the leg. Is the finger going up? Yes, it does. So, once again, he strikes. And this time, again, the captain is gone. Not the best day, it turns out, for the captain. Sunny Rahman has to go for a single. And you can see the appreciation. They know they've got the danger man once again. Today is not his day. Now, the men in blue is just a little bit happy because they're in a good position. They've got the wicket that they wanted. The captain is gone, and it's 18 for 2 now in 2.2 overs. The good start just turning out to be a little difficult now for the Rising Stars. And now Sohag is the new man at the crease. Toha on the non-striker's end. And that good start that they heard earlier, they really need to capitalize on it. They can't end up losing more wickets. This is the final over of the power play. Remember, this is the third over. And no runs so far. Quick bowling by Vishal. Look at that. He's not giving any space and time. This time it's wide, the first runs in this over. Otherwise, it was shaping up to be a wicket maiden. Takes them up to 19. Bowling once again. The dot ball. And once again, so that's going to be another dot ball. Really, really well bowled in the end. And just one more ball to go. Well, there's the appeal. Well, there they've taken. It's in the air. There were two people shouting for it. And Sohag playing that shot. He's not going to be happy with that. That's not the way he wanted to go out. He was also one of those who played somewhat of a decent innings in the previous game. The 100 number on Sohag. But this time, again, a little bit disappointing, a little bit just snatching at it. It would be smarter to see out this over. But that brings about the end of the power play. The three overs are done, and it's 19 for 3. Three wickets gone already. Not a lot of runs. That 13 run over seems like a distant memory now. Now it looks like the responsibility is going to go to a new bowler, Prasant Manvi. Just setting up the field now. He's just trying to understand where he wants to bowl, how he's going to go along with it. Toha now on stride, Alamgir on the non-strikers end, and they really need to form a partnership now. Something close to a 30-40 run partnership if they want to be in a good position. Otherwise, the wickets will be tumbling down once again. Good defense this time. They take out that single. 20 runs up now. Alamgir, the new batsman now on strike, facing off Manvi. Just a little bit of a misstep from Manvi there. This time, just defense, and well, he catches that. No, he goes for the defense, but it takes a nick off him. And well, you have it. There's another wicket. Alamgir has gone as well. He's gone for a duck. Looks like he would just defend that, but he didn't. He was in two minds. He maybe thought about leaving it, and he thought about defending it, and he was caught in two minds halfway through the shot. A nick into the gloves of the keeper. He was never going to drop that. He was never going to miss that. And it's 20 for 4 now in the fourth over ongoing in front of us. Well, so now we have Hassan, Mohibul Hassan coming out to bat. They're going through their batting order very quickly. You've seen a few of these players perform well, decently well, in the matches before, especially in the T20 leagues. But today, not shaping out to be the best day, especially for the captain Sunny Rahman. And then you've lost players like Sohag and Alamgir as well, Kesh Khan gone as well. And look at that, Hassan going for that swing. I don't think you should play playing the shot because you have a lot of deliveries still left. And once you lose another two wickets, then it's going to be really difficult for your lower order. So maybe just stabilize yourself. Maybe just get the right shot selection. Put yourself in a position where you're confident to play those shots. And this time, well, he's going for the big one. He says, "No, sir, I want a boundary." But the fielder there denying that as well. They're going to come back for two. But that was a confident hit. 3 runs of the over so far. Now, once again, this time, good bowling, really good bowling. That brings about the end. So, just 3 runs from this over as well, and 4 overs come to an end. It's 22 for 4. They're in trouble. A little bit of a trouble there. Rising stars. And now we start once again. Manvi is back in the attack, and well, there he has it. He has Toha's wicket as well. So there's just no relief. There's just no relief for the Rising Stars. He started a new over. The fifth over starts. We're closing on towards the halfway mark of the first innings. And Toa, who was the top scorer so far, I think 9 runs for him. Couple of boundaries as well. And they've lost him. They've lost his wicket as well. And this time Hassan looks on. And they're 22 for 5 now. They've lost half the team already. It's 22 for 5 in 4.1 overs. Of course, it's Vishal Patel who strikes. This is his third wicket. And Bayazid now being sent out just to play out a little bit. And now a little bit of a misfield there. The ball rolling behind. I'm sure someone's going to come in to cover it up. The boundary's way off. It's Mahesh himself who covers that up. 2 runs there. Really difficult position to be in at this point. Really not easy to play out. Really not easy to shape up an innings, especially when you've lost half your batting lineup. Shal Patel once again. This time, could that been a wide? I think got something on the glove of the wicketkeeper there. He's just in a little bit of pain. Once again, trying to grab at that. Bazid. Bayazid on strike. Plays the flighted ball. Could have maybe stepped out to play it on the full toss, but I think he didn't want to risk that one. And a good ball once again to end the over. With that, the fifth over comes to an end, and at the halfway point of the first innings, it's 24 for 5. At this rate, you would imagine the final score somewhere around 45, which is going to be easy for the men in blue because ultimately they lost the first game to Sano, but they were really good with the bat and the ball. With the ball, they were decent. With the bat, they were even better. They chased close to 70 and they lost a couple of wickets in the end as they were desperate to chase down the total. Otherwise, 80, 90 is very much in the ballpark for the men in blue. That is something that the Rising Stars have to consider. They need at least a 70, 80 plus score here. Now, with the responsibility, it's Ranjan. And first ball, it's hit towards the leg side. That's going to run for 4 runs. So the first ball gets some relief, gets them a boundary. So 28 on the board now. Ranjan, of course, the captain for this game. He's the captain enforcer. He was not there for game number one, but he's made it for game two. He's the captain and now taking his first over of the day on his charge. Starts with a four, but now comes back with a better delivery, a flighted delivery. Look at that. He's going for those variations of flights because he knows the footwork is maybe not the best as we have lower end batters here, especially Bayazid. Just, being a little tactical about it. The defense once again. We'll be happy with that. 5 runs in the over so far. 4 balls done. Swinging this time. It's in the air. Can someone get underneath it? The question has been asked. And it's been answered by the fielder there. He says, thank you so much. And that is another wicket right here in front of us. 6 wickets now gone. You can understand what Ranjan was trying to do with those full flight deliveries, which was spinning. Because when you try and get that contact, then suddenly it's in the air and it goes long. The fielder there seizing that one. And well, with that, the sixth wicket has fallen as well. It's 29 for 6 now. We're at almost the end of the sixth over. Ranjan's first wicket, 5 runs, and a single wicket in his first over. Ashik now comes out, swing and a miss from him. And I think there was an opportunity for stumping there, which the wicketkeeper probably missed that because he was outside the crease. But it's 6 overs done now. It's 29 for 6. It's Hassan who's there at the crease along with the new batter Ashik. And now the captain from the previous game, of course, Dua coming on to bowl. He's been given the responsibility. Gurdeep Dua. Remember, he went for a higher than regular economy in the previous game. I'm sure this game he's probably going to try and come back when he's facing the batters who are not the most experienced in this position. 29 runs. We're in the seventh over now. Very, very good bowling overall by the men in blue. They've really approached the game plan brilliantly. They've been confident, they've attacked aggressively, they've fielded well, they've taken the catches, which is very important. Now, an opportunity for a buy, maybe, but too much of a risk to take. This time, once again, that's a good shot. There's good contact there. The fielder converging stops it. Just going to be a single. I think they're going to take just that. So, couple of dot balls to start with and a single now. The 30 mark comes up finally for the Rising Stars. Maybe if they can just get something going between themselves here, they can target 60 runs. Swing and a miss there. This time, a good ball, close down the leg. And there was something there. I think it was so close. Could have, just got the stumps. Now, Dua in the attack once again. It's in the air, and well, the fielder there, I think he just thought he got there in the end. And well, that's gone long. That was a good shot, but it could have easily been a catch as well. One bounce for is the ask there. They were maybe asking if it was a six, but the fielder for a moment there, it looked like he got there, and then he didn't. He just missed his mark slightly. And with that four, it's 34 for 6 at the end of 7 overs. 3 overs to go. Hassan and Ashik just trying to get some confidence back in their batting attack and maybe target this 50, 60, 70 run mark. Let's see. Looks like the captain is coming back in the attack. First over, of course, 5 runs, 1 wicket. Maybe he's just targeting another wicket. He wants to break the partnerships early. He does not want to give them any space to breathe. And this time it's in the air. Well, is there someone close by? Nobody that can get on top of that one. Starts with a single there. 37 runs on the board. Ashik now. Swings at it, and that's in the air again. One time, just going. So, a couple of singles off the first 2 balls. Ranjan is going to be happy with that. That's all right. Just changing the variation. Look at that, keeping it low this time. You saw the way he is approaching the first 2 balls with the flighted deliveries, and this time just kept it low completely. And I think if it got the leg there, it would be an LBW. This time again, slight hit. So 2 dot balls back to back. Once again, this time hit towards the fielder there. He's going to try and save it. A single there. So they're taking those singles, they're not risking twos. You can understand why. You can understand the position that these players are in. They don't want to lose a wicket too cheaply now, especially since not a lot of those remain. just a conversation between them. And yes, ultimately, that brings about the end. It's going to be the end of the over. And now, Dua once again in the attack. This time, that's going to go down the leg. I think that's going to be a wide. Yes, a wide has been signaled. So we're into the eighth over now. Ninth over. Dua has been given the responsibility that goes on towards the fielder on the offside. Once again, and now a swing and a miss, and well, that was close. He was going for that wicket there. If only it was a little bit closer to the stumps. I think that's what he would have wanted. But good bowling so far. Really good bowling in the second game here. You can understand the situation. It's a high pressure situation, especially for the Rising Stars. And now that's a good swing. Is that going to travel? Is that going to go all the way? Yes, looks like it has. He's got some really good power behind that one. They found a fair few of those in between. You can't deny that. Of course, that striking is not always easy. But so far, pretty good. We had something rough on it this time. Dua once again in the attack. Remember, 2 overs maximum per bowler, and this time again tries to accelerate, tries to find the gap, and the fielder this time at the edge takes it. What a catch! This time he says no more of those shenanigans. A really good catch. I really have to appreciate the catches that this team has taken here today in the fielding. They've really been on it. Just one catch dropped, I think, which was the one earlier. But other than that, I think 4 catches taken. Really, really good. Really, really good piece of fielding. And that is important. There's a reason why you keep hearing the saying catches win matches. Gets that wicket, gets that important wicket. And now, any form of, momentum that was building up. And now it's in the air. There's another call. And there you have it. Once again, back to back wickets. And he's on a hat trick. But unfortunately, he's not going to have another over to complete that. And with that, well, you lose Sheikh as well. Hassan now still remains there. Remember, 9 overs done, 45 on the board, 8 runs from this over right before this, but 2 wickets as well, 2 catches, and it's 45 for 8 at the end of 9 overs. Just 1 over to go, and Hassan now on strike. And he has it all to do if he can get 10, 15, 20 runs even. It's a long shot. But let's say he does. Well, they're going to be in a position to maybe defend something. Now the final over here in front of us, and we're just about to begin. And the responsibility, well, it's with Manvi. Manvi in the attack now, facing Hassan and Limon. Hassan just trying to find the gap there. I think he wanted to come back for two. Can he come back though? Runs well, runs really well to bring it back because he has to face all of these deliveries now. He wouldn't want a new batsman, Limon, facing off, who's one of the tail enders, of course, at 8 down. He knows he has to face all these deliveries. He has to maximize it, probably try a target of 10 to 15 runs in this over. That's what will be in the mind of Hassan. Now, that's going to be a wider delivery this time. But he plays it. That's good strategic bowling. Remember, the captain just came in, have a word with him, had a word, and then all panning out. So, good comeback from Manvi. Maybe he's going to opt for a similar approach. This time, well, it's on the leg. Is the finger going to go up? Yes, it does. The finger goes up. Well, there you have it. That's another wicket. It's 47 for 9 now in 9.3 overs. Manvi gets a wicket as well. The finger goes up. I think it was a little bit close for Comfort to call that one. But the umpire, well, he's the umpire for a reason, isn't he? Zubair is going to be the man. Zubair is going to be the man at the crease now, with Lemon on the non-strikers. And of course, the score is 47 for 9, not the biggest total, but they've made it a little respectable towards the end. Not sure if he can get a few shots in, but Manvi, I'm sure he'll want to end this in the next ball if he can. Go ahead, sit with some venom. Gonna get them a single. 2 balls to go, 48 on the board. Just adjusting the field a little. We're into the final few deliveries now. 2 deliveries to go. 48 for 9 is the score. And well, try to swing something it, try to just cut it slightly, but just misses it in the end. Lemon. Final ball to go. One ball to go. Once again now, final delivery, and he couldn't get something on it there, Lemon. And in the end, there's an opportunity to run out right there, and there they have it. They've done that run out. Well, there was nothing too much to come off that delivery anyway, but for the reason of statistics, you can count it as 48 all out at the end of 10 overs because it's going to be a run out in the end, and the runner has been given. It's 48 all out at the end of 10 overs, and it's 49 to chase. 49 to chase for the men in blue. Well, they've created a good situation for themselves, haven't they? They're in a good situation. 49, not the biggest target to chase, especially since they've already chased more than 70 in that 100 plus required chase that they lost the game to, of course, Sano, who have been outstanding today. This is a good opportunity. It's a really, really good opportunity. Let's see what they make of it. So we're gonna have the statistics for you coming up very shortly of both the batting and the bowling side. You can see the batting side once again similar to something we've seen before. 9-9. Of course, Doha started great, but lasted a while there. But ultimately, Patel 3 wickets. Ranjan coming to the fore. Manvi 2 wickets. Dua 2 wickets. Manvi 3 wickets actually. And then you can see Rahman, Sunny Rahman single, Suhag for a dot, Alamgir for a dot, Hassan adding those 13 runs, and Ashik adding 11. Really important with that 6, of course. And ultimately, that is that. You can see the bowling side, Love Singh going for 13 off the first over, then not choosing to go for his bowling option again. Mahesh, 5 runs and a wicket in 1 over. Vishal Patel, 3 wickets, of course, and just considered 3 runs in 2 overs. 3 runs only. That is outstanding. 1.5 economy. Manvi at about 2 wickets across 6 runs, and then Ranjan and Dua as well. You can see the fall of wickets consistently. No chance of building up any form of partnership. And well, we're going to now take a short break because the chase is on and it's coming back very soon. 49 to win in 10 overs in 60 balls. Can they do it? The likelihood is high, but they need to be focused. The men in blue. Well, the chase is on, and we'll be back very, very soon.
याद रखना कितने लोगों ने
And a very welcome back because we're back. The chase is on. 49 runs needed in 60 balls for the men in blue, and there's a lot to defend for the Rising Stars. They need to get things right. They're starting with Alamgir. And we get underway right here. Good defense there. And this time just cuts it slightly. Good fielding there once again. Not allowing any simple runs. Remember the first 3 overs, of course, are the power play, which is going to be important. In the attack once again. This time swipes at it into the gap. Now is it going to run for four? Yes, it does. So a good start now. Good start to begin there. Vishal Patel, of course. Remember, Bhomik was the opener with Vishal Patel in the previous game as well. Vishal Patel has really clutched well in the two games so far, especially this game. Now cuts it towards the leg side. Is he going to run behind the fielder? Well, missed it the first time, misses his footing as well, and recovers on the second time of asking. Well, fielding is going to be really important when you're defending a small total. That is something that they need to remember and need to keep in mind. Now, once again, Alamgir in the attack, and this time he's got good contact on it. It's rising. Where's it gonna go? Is it gonna go all the way? Yes, it does. That is a maximum, and a six comes up now. And to end the over, it's 14 runs in the first over. This is not the best start that they wanted. Remember, 13 runs came about in the first over for the Rising Stars as well, and this was turning out to be a decent over, if not for the six. It's the power play after all. You would expect a couple of boundaries, but they don't have the runs to back that up. 14 for no loss at the end of the first over. Jayesh Khan now coming in for the second over. Gets a slight nick there. Just gonna push it for a single. The next two overs are really important, I think, for the Rising Stars because they need to contain runs in the power play, number one. And second, if they can get a wicket or two, then they might feel that they could be back in the game. The total is two less, so it's not very easy to defend across the over. The first priority has to be to take wickets. Just playing it, Bhomik now into the gap there, and that could be 2 runs. Couldn't stop it first time there, Alamgir. Now, once again, shaping up. And this time coming on towards the offside there, Bhomik, just to play that across. I think he wanted to play it across towards the leg side. Looked like that, playing it to the field. The ball just bounced and he couldn't really do much, and the wicket keeper recovering that one. Bhomik now on strike. Facing off. Gets a knock there. It's straight to the fielder. He'll collect that one happily. And now playing it down behind, that's where you want it to go. But remember, the outfield is fairly slow there, I think. The ball sometimes comes to a stop, and now he just saved it at the boundary line, I think. Good fielding there, running all the way from third man to fine leg. And has he saved a few runs for his team? Just waiting for a confirmation from the umpire. I think he has. I think he has. That's really good fielding. Yep, that's your confirmation. And this time again, the deflection going behind, and the fielder once again following the trail of the ball there. Another 2 runs. And that brings about the second over to the end. Good over so far. Two, and two so far. 6 runs in the over, and then 3 dot balls as well. So it's 20 in 2 overs for no loss. And it's going to be so hard who gets the responsibility of the third over now, the final over of the power play, of course. Allowed a peel after the first ball, but then now the second ball in motion. Played it towards the leg side. Square there. They're going to come back for two, it looks like. Yes, they are. Next ball, and now just missing leg slightly. Hits the leg, but missing it. This time, once again, they're going to get a single, considering two, but I think not this time. Of course, they have the fortune of having overs in hand, having deliveries in hand, and that's why they don't need to over risk anything. They can play it comfortably. They can play it strategically, especially one boundary and over serves them that purpose. Vishal Patel and Bhomik. Now there's a shout, but nothing that's going to convince the umpire there. 4 runs in this over as well so far. Good bowling, but that's the thing. They've been able to bowl well. Final ball of the over now. Swings at it, and it's fielded well, so they're not going to go for a single, just keeping it safe, and that brings about the third over to an end. The third over comes to an end along with the power play, and it's 24 for no loss at the end of 3 overs. And this time, well, that's an appeal. You have Zubair, the new bowler, with the responsibility. The first over after the power play, of course, remember. And so far, they've held decently. You can see the statistics right here: 25 runs needed in 41 balls. So they need those wickets. That is the priority, and that is something that the men in blue are not giving. They're taking it a little safe because they know they have deliveries in hand and getting those singles, getting those twos when they can, maybe a boundary here and there. We've seen them play. We know they can play even more aggressively, but they don't need to maybe right now. Maybe except for those short balls, and right now that's in the air, but once again, doesn't have enough to carry itself all the way. Fielder converging there. Once again, this time playing onto the other side. The fielder looking to stop that one. Can he do it? Yes. Good fielding in the end and cover up as well. This time 2 runs. 4 runs in the over so far. Once again, now this time connects well. It's in the air. Where will it go? The fielder just tracking it and coming all the way there. He saw the positioning. He started at long off there, I think, and at deep extra cover to stop the possibility of a four there. Another set of 2 runs, I'm sure. And this time towards the leg side, and I think that's going to get them the boundary that they wanted after all. It's 4 runs, and that brings the over to an end. Ultimately, a good over shaping up for Zubair. Just 6 of the first 5 balls, but that boundary takes it up to 10. And it's 34 for no loss at the end of 4 overs. Now 15 runs needed for 36 balls, especially after that 10 run over. They're up to 34 already and not lost a single wicket. They have 6 more overs to go. They need 15 runs, both at 17 runs apiece. And now it seems to be slipping away from the Rising Stars. This time, Patel unleashes in the air. Where does it go? It crosses the boundary there, and 6 is the sign. Well, 9 runs needed now. Just 9 more. Vishal Patel just opening up his arms there, getting a little comfortable. He's up to 40, the total score of the team. 9 runs needed off 35 balls now. So hard, trying his best maybe. With confidence on the man in blue, you can see. And this time again, plays it on the full toss. I think it's going to be a single. That's what it is. Played into the air once again, and now I think it's going to cross the boundary. Yes, it does. It goes for a big one. It's a 6, another massive shot now. Pomek responds in kind. He tells Vishal, hey, you can do something. I can do that as well. We're going band for band here. And they look like they want to wrap this up in this 5th over itself with 5 overs to spare. That's what it looks like. There's 3 more deliveries to go and just 2 more runs needed. Well, this was always going to be a hard total to defend. It was just 49, not the biggest total. And then that gives you the comfort as well. Bombing now, reverse sweeping, and the fielder there just coming to the rescue. It's going to be a single, I think. That's what it is. Brings up Bombing to 24. And Patel, Vishal Patel at 24 as well, who might just be facing the final delivery of this game now. 48 for no loss. This has been an extremely good victory for the men in blue. This has been a classic performance. Really good with the ball, all out at the end. Right, they caught those wickets, they restricted those runs after that first over, which was expensive, and now just comfortable batting. Didn't lose their cool, didn't lose their calm, played it steadily and accelerated in the last over. That's it. They got those runs steadily up to the 30s, and then they went for those big ones. And with that, well, that is the end. 49 runs chased, sending it back, and that is it. Well, chased in 4.5 overs. That brings the end to the game. Not the best of days. Oh, I think they didn't go for it. They didn't go for it. That is interesting. That's interesting. We thought, well, this was surely going to be the end with 1 ball to spare in this over. But we go once again. Patel maybe wanted to finish in style. 31 balls to go. 1 run. Swing and a miss now. And well, there you have it. So we're going to another over. We go into another over. We still play on. 2 balls to spare. Didn't get the single. And we go into the 6th over. It's just a matter of time. 30 balls to spare, single run. We know what's coming. But it'll take a little bit more to come. That's interesting. So, just looking at the game so far, like we were discussing earlier, the you know, rising stars didn't rise to the occasion as you would expect. I think they had a better performance in the first game, which was also one-sided. But the batting team, they really need to look back into their batting. I think with the ball, they're not too bad, they're not too shabby, but they don't have that 1 or 2 players who can really instinctively get wickets. But with the bat, they really need to revisit the drawing room, the rising stars. Because now, well, he gets something on it. Is he going to go all the way? Yes, there you have it. So, Pomik finishes off in style. They get their first victory on day number 1. The men in blue get their first victory of the JCL T10 season right here in front of us. With that 4, well, what a good victory. They win by 10 wickets in hand. No wickets at all. Really comfortable in the end. Look at that. Men in blue win by 10 wickets. and really good. You have to contribute, of course. You have to appreciate the way Vishal and Bhomik, both of them have batted. But even so, with that right, the inclusion of their captain Ranjan, the way Mahesh bowled, right, especially Manvi as well, 3 wickets and a run out, right, Gurdeep Dua as well. A lot of players stepping up to the fore here today and performing well. You can see handshakes and high fives between both the teammates and the opposition players, because ultimately cricket is the gentleman's game and it's all about the sporting spirit. We just have it right here in front of you, 24 and 28, right there. Nobody else needed to even pad up, to be honest. 52, 49 was the requirement of the chase. Right now, ultimately, right in front of you, Sano have gotten 2 wins today, one against the Men in Black and one against the Rising Stars. Meanwhile, the Men in Blue, the Men in Blue get a single win as well and one loss, and the Rising Stars need to go back to the drawing board with 2 losses. You can see not too bad from Kayesh Khan, 6, the economy, Sohag 9, but ultimately just not enough to defend. Just not enough to be able to defend here. And that's that. So we're going to look at a little bit more on the match stats as well. But ultimately, a deserving victory for the men in blue. And that brings about the end of day one here at the JCL T10. This is, of course, brought to you by Japan Cricket Association. And we played at this beautiful, beautiful ground of Sano International Cricket Ground, the home of Japanese cricket. You can see 10 overs, 48. The maximum scored by Muhibul Hassan, 13 runs, and then Ashik at 11, Kayesh at 9, Irfan Toha at 9. And on the other side, just 2 batters, enough to do the job, 20 and 24 respectively. And on the other side, you can see the economies and the wickets as well. Vishal Patel, man of the match for us, very simply. Gurdeep Dua, really well played as well. Prashant Manvi, 2 wickets and a run out. Vikash Ranjan doing the captain's duty. And well, that is that. So that is the end of day one. Like we were speaking, we saw 3 matches. We saw 3 really interesting matches. We saw the domination of Sano Cricket Club, and this brings the end of game number 3. Well, hope you enjoyed all the games today. Hope you're going to join us for the upcoming games as well of JCL T10. Well, that is it for now. So goodbye, have fun, join for more games, and have a good day ahead. Bye bye. Thank you. See you very soon.